welcome back to the Sawyer On-Water podcast. This is our podcast episode. We are actually on the beautiful Rogue River, and we are kicking off our guide series. It kind of ties into with various rivers around the country and in Oregon primarily at this time, and kind of what the rivers bring to the community and the folks that are making their living on the rivers. Today I am joined by Ryan Thims out here, and I'm going to let Ryan kind of take it away and kind of introduce himself.
Well, currently I'm working rafting on the middle section of the Rogue, the Nugget and Powerhouse section, doing half-day trips for Rogue Rafting Company. And I've worked for them since 2019. Before that, I was in Honduras, Central America for about 10 years. Came back moved back to the States, and one of the guides I used to kind of work around had his own rafting company, Ben Banson, and gave me a job, and so now I do half-day tours, and we run pretty much from March, sometimes even as early as February, and have gone as late as December doing the half-day tours here. This is the river I started on. In fact, Zac here was my very first rafting boss. The first trip I ever did was a trip that he put on for Southern Oregon University called the 1 week early rafting trip. And it was about 300 students roughly, and on a section on the recreational part of the Rogue. And I did the trip, and one of his employees was a friend of mine, a family friend, and I asked for a recommendation, and that's how I started. Zac had me beginning with, actually my first trip I did for him was a scenic float with champagne, but of course I was under 21 and captaining the boat, so it's just basically an evening float. And did mountain biking. We used to do tours up on Mount Ashland, and some real scenic touring. So he had me start off in the warehouse, and I'm very appreciative for learning all of the stuff instead of just jumping right into it and going for it. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm still a raft guide, because I didn't traumatize myself by getting too into it at the start. Also do some lower Rogue trips every once in a while, privately, and some for Ben Banson multi-day stuff.
Ryan and I have known each other for almost 30 years, and we've been kind of boating pretty much all that time, and it's one of those things is that really the conduit that brings us together is the river.